Hello, everybody. So well, actually, I want to thank a lot of you for. I made a post on Instagram about a week ago, I think, me saying what kind of videos you guys would like to see, and there was some good suggestions. And I know a lot of you want to hear me sing, um, because a lot of you do think I'm a pretty good singer, but for me, I can't really. I don't know. I don't like watching my own videos, let alone my own singing videos. I've tried doing them in the past, and it just makes me extremely uncomfortable. So I most likely won't be doing that. I might though. Don't. I'm not gonna like take it out of the equation, but I might do it. Um, so yeah, thank you guys for the suggestions. It's greatly appreciated. Um, so yeah, if you guys would like to see any other videos of me, I would say one video I can't really do that I get suggested a lot is a day in the life type video. Mainly because it would be extremely boring. Because no one wants to. I feel like no one wants to see what kind of. I mean, I'm sure you guys are interested, but I don't really do anything. I literally wake up and get on the computer, and I can't really record that because that would be so boring. Um, but yeah, my life is not that. Um, it's not that crazy. It's not that I don't go outside. I don't really do anything. So, as you can tell by the title, this video is going to be um, being diagnosed with schizophrenia, or how was my reaction when I got diagnosed with schizophrenia. Um, I would say for the longest time, well, I'd say this: I'd been struggling with mental illness my entire life, ever since a really small child, and I didn't really know what mental illness problems I've had. I mean, I there was when I was growing up. Um, I mean, I've always hallucinated, um, and as a lot of you know, schizophrenia is kind of it hits you, and then it's kind of a gradual progression. You know, a lot of people think it hits you and you're just full blown crazy for just instantly, but in most cases that's not really it. Usually, it's a really gradual progression throughout years, and it just gets worse and worse. And for me, what was odd though was that I did start hallucinating at a very young age, probably around 5 or 6 years old. Even I do have a kind of a memory of me as a baby, but then again, I know I've talked about this before. Then again, I'm not sure if it's real or not. Like I don't know if it's a dream. I don't know if it was actually real. I mean, it feels really real, and it's been with me all these years. Um, so I can't really say for sure that it was real. Like, it could be a dream of me, or just me dreaming and me thinking that dream was real. Um, you know, Sometimes your brain gets kind of confused with memories and dreams because dreams can be kind of realistic. Um, so I've been having problems with mental illness my entire life. Um, and then I'd say it started getting bad around the age of 11. Um, I'm not sure what age you are when you go to middle school, but around 11 is when it started getting really bad because I went through a lot of, well, I wouldn't say a lot of traumatic experiences, I'd say like one. A very traumatic experience for me was my grandfather dying, right? And that hit me extremely, extremely hard, and it was a very extremely difficult situation for me, because I was really close to him. I looked up to him, and I kind of saw how bad he was getting because he had dementia. I kind of saw how bad he was going because dementia is kind of it's a very it gets worse and worse. So me seeing him from how he was until he started forgetting who I was, and that was a very traumatic experience for me, and I would say that's where everything started to pretty much get really bad. I started having very crazy, unusual thoughts. I started hearing voices. I don't know if I started hearing voices earlier than that, but around 11 is when it started getting very difficult for me. Um, so I know I was very, very depressed in school, very, very out of it, kind of in my own reality or my own fantasy type thing. Um, and it was an extremely weird thing. I honestly didn't even really care about anything. I kind of was like, this is just, I was just kind of going through the motions, and didn't really talk to anybody about my problems until I was like 13 or 14, I think. I told my parents what's going on with me, because I was just doing very bad, and I just had a very unusual. I don't really want to talk too much about school because that's going to be a topic for another video. But I'd say, let me go forward. Let me talk about what it was like being diagnosed with schizophrenia. It's kind of like anything, really. If you don't know anything, if you don't know what's wrong with you, and you kind of have an inkling that there's something wrong with you, it's a great thing to understand what that is. It's a really good thing to understand what is wrong with you, what is your brain doing, and what problems you have. It's a really good thing. And I know a lot of people, they get diagnosed with something horrible like schizophrenia, bipolar, and they think, oh my god, this is like the worst thing of my life. I'm scared, terrified, angry, like. But for me, I didn't really care all that much. I'm the type of person to kind of have very little care about anything, to be honest. I always say this, and I always stand true to this. Is you cannot change the inevitable. Wait, what? You cannot change the inevitable. So what I try to do is not really care too much about what happens in life. Because things are going to happen that you cannot control, that you cannot change. I mean, obviously you can change things, but you can't change things that are going to happen anyways. So, the whole process of the whole process of me being diagnosed took about a year and a half, 2 years, I think, which isn't too bad. First, they wanted to figure out pretty much everything else, because I do have pretty bad anxiety. And I don't really have depression, but people always seem to think I do. I really don't know why. They probably think, oh, you have this illness. Obviously, you're depressed and all of that. But I'm not sad or anything. Like, I really enjoy my life. Even if it is quite difficult at times, it can be, it's not that bad. I mean, it could be worse. Life could be a lot worse for me. Having to take medication is not very fun. Having to deal with symptoms of schizophrenia every single day of my life is not fun. But there's no point in me complaining about it. There's no point in me getting upset about it. There's no point in me just not trying to live my life the best way I can. Just because I have something that a lot of people don't understand and are terrified of it. I can't change it. And yeah, it can be quite hard at times. Sometimes I do really wish I didn't have this illness. But one thing I do look at quite a lot is I wouldn't be the person I am without this illness. I wouldn't be doing this. I wouldn't have people who watch my videos. I wouldn't have any of that. Um, I'd be a completely different person if I didn't have this illness. And I do like the person I am to an extent. And I'm quite content. I'm a little worried about the future though, because I don't know what I'm gonna do. I have a hard time being around people. I have a hard time communicating with people. I have a hard time just doing anything. It's quite difficult. But yeah, the being diagnosed whole thing, not horrible. If you happen to get diagnosed with anything in life, mental health related, all you can really do is try your best to be happy. The things I do to be happy is always do the things I love doing. Doing the things I love doing makes me extremely happy about life, I'm not saying it's easy, right? It's not easy to find happiness. But when you figure out what you have or what you enjoy doing so much in life that it completely overwhelms you. Like, I have a lot of interests in life. I'm very fascinated by a lot of things. Very fascinated by a lot of things. It makes life a lot more enjoyable. Just trying to find what makes you feel something and what makes you feel you lose yourself in it. Like something you enjoy doing so much that you lose yourself in it, and time flies like crazy. Sorry for hitting my mic. Time just flies. That's what happiness is. Even though time flying is quite scary, because it's like, oh man, what just happened to the day? I have no idea what just happened to the day. Time just flew by so fast. When I was in the mental hospital, all 3 times I was in the mental hospital, I felt like I was time was going by so slowly because I was so bored. So I think the key, no matter what problems you have, the key to it is try not to worry about it and try not to be down about it, because you can't change it. You can change things in your life to make you be able to deal with it better. But don't get all sad if you get diagnosed with some mental illness, because it's not the end of the world. It's not like you're going to die because of it. People have a lot of worse things out there than yourself. Always look at it like that. You probably don't have it that bad. There's always going to be someone else out there that has something way worse. So yeah. Hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, leave a like, comment, and subscribe. All my links for my social media will be down in the description below. And I will see you guys next time. Bye.